Hello folks, welcome to Yaya Spoon. It is getting cold out there. Here in Texas, it's in the 30s. And we're gonna be in La Casa today enjoying a warm bowl of chicken dumpling soup. And I'm gonna show you how I make the dumplings. There's a little secret to that. It's kind of a cheat code. So in the meantime, here are the ingredients we'll be using. I've got 4 chicken thighs, and we're gonna see how much soup I get out of that because I need to feed 4 people. So I think we'll be good. We've got some tomatoes, fresh tomatoes I'm gonna throw in there, onion, celery. I'm gonna throw in a little hot pepper. It just gives it a level of spice. It does not make it spicy. The red bell pepper gives it another level of flavor. I have an extra zucchini that I'm gonna throw in. Throw in anything you have extra that you need to go ahead and cook. Before we get to cooking, I'd like for you to let me know what the temperature is like where you're from. Right now my pan is heated up and I'm gonna add the olive oil. Then I'm going to add it to the pan, the fat side down. There's some extra fat there. That's a nice large one right there. This will feed 4 people. So all I'm looking to do here is brown both sides. It'll let you know when it's browned because it releases easily. It's not there yet. It's still sticky. So this one is not sticking anymore, so I'm gonna flip it. So we get that crust, and that's flavor, folks. That's why I'm doing this instead of just boiling it. That could go for a little bit longer. Let's see about this one. Same thing, another minute or so, but I did have the heat turned up and I turned it down because I don't want it to burn. So we just take our time with this. So while this is cooking on the other side, I'm going to cover it a little bit, and then I'm going to chop the vegetables. So while I have the chicken browning in the pot, I'm going to chop up my vegetables. I'm going to do these kind of like a rough chop. Here we go. Just roughly chop your onion. I'm using 1 medium onion. I'm going to chop up some garlic. So I've peeled the garlic. I'm going to cut off that little part right there as close as I can. Discard that. And then I'm going to mince it by putting my knife down and just giving it a smash there. Makes it easier to mince. Do the same thing with the others. When it comes to celery, guys, this is flavor right here, the leaves on the celery stalks. So I always include those. And I just give my celery a rough chop. That's wonderful flavor. So we're adding the celery now. We've got the onion in there. looking really good. Smells wonderful. Now it's going to smell even better with the garlic. Yes, sirree. You add in the carrots. I like the flavor of adding the red bell pepper. You can do this. If you have one around, just throw it in there. You'll definitely tell a difference. It's a nice balanced flavor in there. All right, so I'm going to add a jalapeno. This is optional, it's just a whole one. And next, I'm going to hold off on adding the zucchini because that doesn't take very long to cook. All of this will cook better together at this point. So I'm going to add my liquid next, and then we'll set it to simmer for a while. Before I add the liquid, I'm going to go ahead and add my spices now. This is just Italian seasoning. I'd say at least a teaspoon. And then some thyme, so it's just some dry thyme. I don't have any fresh thyme. If you have fresh thyme or rosemary, that would be great. I have fresh rosemary, but I may add it or not. We recently had some beef stew with it, so maybe we'll just leave that out this time. I am going to add a little bit more salt. Pepper. It smells so wonderful. And now I'm going to add my liquid. So I'm just adding water because I'm using raw chicken, and the chicken with the fat and the bone, because we're using thighs with the bone in them, it's going to add flavor to that stock. So I'm going to keep it at this level, and I will add more as I go because I want it to be a soup. Then we'll get to the best part, the dumplings. So hang in there, we're almost there. We're gonna set this to cook to simmer about medium heat for about 30 minutes, and I'm gonna check it. It's been simmering for about 30 minutes. I'm just gonna give it a taste test and see where we are with the spices. Wow. It's delicious. And yeah, it's about done. The chicken's falling apart, which I like. You can remove the skin before you add the dumplings, which I'll probably remove some of that skin. And then I will add some more liquid as well. So I'm going to remove some of the skin, and then I'm going to add some liquid.
Bella Rose is a big fan of this.
Yeah, the dogs love this, although I've got salt on it. I don't think it's good for them, but yes, they love it. Some good fat there. All right. Little skin left is fine. But notice how the chicken is starting to break up. And at this point, you can break it all up, take the bones out. That's one way to do it, or leave them in there whole and it'll just continue. Then take the bones out, as you serve it. I know, it smells good. All right, that's hers. So I'm going to now add some zucchini. Now I checked the flavor about 15 minutes ago, so it's been cooking for about 45 minutes. And the flavor, the salt was good. I'm gonna keep it like that, and I'm gonna add a little bit more liquid. And I'm going to raise the heat because I'm going to add the dumplings next. We're gonna work on the dumplings. Overall, it's been 2 quarts of water. So I'm gonna bring this again up to a boil, and then we'll add our dumplings, and we're gonna work on those next. I'm gonna just add some chopped tomatoes, fresh chopped tomatoes to the soup, and it's just really 1 medium tomato, and I'm gonna add a little tomato paste also. I'm going to add a little bit of tomato paste, at least a teaspoon, if not a tablespoon. More like a tablespoon, I guess, in this case. Gives it a little color and flavor, of course. A little acidity. Also adding a bay leaf. So it's already starting to simmer. And there's my bay leaf. So the way that we're going to make our dumplings, the way that I make them, my mother taught me how to make them like this. Oh my God. Yeah, that's fresh. Okay, we're going to use the large biscuits. Now, if you don't have large biscuits, you can use small biscuits, whatever, but I'm going to end up cutting these in quarters. That is our dumpling, guys. No mixing and measuring, you just have to cut and pop them in there. So adding the biscuits, the canned biscuits, that's the hat, guys, right there. I'm just cutting the large ones into quarters. You may have a couple left over for breakfast tomorrow morning. So when the soup starts boiling, then I'm going to put the dumplings in there. So I'm just waiting for it to come up to another boil. And I'm gonna let those cook. They take about maybe 10 minutes, 10 more minutes. I'm lifting my lid and I'm lifting it away from me. There's a lot of steam here. And look at them. See, they firm up a little bit. You can see the chicken under there and all the vegetables. So now I'm going to turn off the heat and just let it cool down, and then we're going to taste it. A total of an hour and an extra 10-15 minutes. So we're just going to let it cool down now. Chicken and dumplings, a humble dish that became popular in the southern United States, where it evolved into a hearty one-pot meal. The dish thrived during tough economic times like the Great Depression, since it used inexpensive ingredients. Today, it's a beloved comfort food dish in the southern United States. Okay, so the dumplings, they do shrink up a little bit. They don't dissipate, but they do shrink up. Very nice. Oh, one more thing, I did take out the bay leaf.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, here's Papa. He's my taste tester today.
Oh, looking forward to this.
How are we with the salt, the
Perfect.
seasonings?
Perfect.
Okay. Be sure to let me know what the weather is like in your area. And if it's cold, then you know that you've got to try this chicken dumpling soup. I do have a different, a little spin on it with a video that I'm going to link at the end of this video. So you can kind of get an idea of just other ingredients I used.
Oh, one last thing. Big thank you to everyone out there. We just crossed over 500 subscribers. We couldn't have done it without you. Big thank you to everyone out there. And if you would, if you're not sure if you're subscribed, would you pause it just real quick? Pause the video. Check and see if you're subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe today. Like the video and definitely comment. We'd love to hear your comments and see how, especially if you've got any great ideas on what we should cook next. Please leave that in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you again, everyone. Thanks for helping us be successful, and we're looking forward to 2025.
God bless you guys. Thank you.